Beauty. Now I can't touch it because I've got fiddle hands. I always touch the mic.
I'm just going to start like that, I reckon. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 8 of the Jimmy and Blackie podcast. On this week's episode, we're going to chat a whole heap of footy. I've given Blackie a special task. The great man himself brought up 300 games on the weekend. We're going to discuss that. It was 300, but it wasn't 300 waffle games. So there's a bit to unpack in there. And we're going to talk about the LeBron James leak on YouTube. Was it real? Was it fake? I'm not sure. We'll get the opinion of the great man, Aaron Black, a little later in the show. Plus, off your chest. Oh, he's dropped it straight away. Yeah, we've caught it. Oh, you absolute muppet.
What a gimp.
You are an absolute...
Sorry, I need to get that because that's out of rhythm. That's my coffee. That's my coffee cup, Jim.
No, and I nailed the intro too.
You've nailed the intro.
Hang on. Well, you get the coffee cup. There's Unleash Apparel. Make sure you visit the Instagram page or the website and get your gear. Oh, what a start that was. I thought I did really well. Well, I did do really well. So thank you for stuffing it up. I knew you shouldn't have left it on the ledge there.
Oh, you're not doing it? You're not going to run it? You have to. Nah. Go again.
Yeah. No, you want to do it again?
Cut it. No, don't cut it. Nah. Jimmy, my bad, mate. I know I'm on camera right now. I've got no headphones on.
Put your headphones on.
I've got the Out of Rhythm, the Westy Lynch coffee joint in Wangara, just off of Reckwell, off Berryman. Yeah, at Reckwell and Athletic Institute. And I've got Unleash Apparel. We gave out some stuff last week to our winner. Sorry for stuffing that up, Jim. That was funny though, because I did say as soon as I put it up there, that's not going to fall off.
I'm just going to start it with. I'm just going to start it anyway with your. Well, you having the thing on the ledge there anyway.
I think so. I did say to you I wasn't going to knock it off.
Hey, in the midst of last week, we didn't forget about this because we spoke about it off air. But a very big congratulations to you because you played your 300th on the weekend. But it wasn't your 300th waffle game. And I know I saw a great article by John Townsend that he wrote about you and your career so far. Mm-hmm. From me to you, big congratulations on 300.
Thanks, bro.
However, the celebration's going to come a little later in the year.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
How'd you feel?
I don't know. It was funny. Like it's, I guess it's been something I've been thinking about for a period of time. And at the end of the day, it's also just another game. But I also reflect on it and go, that's a pretty cool thing to have achieved. I think one of 8, waffle players to ever achieve that. Now, you mentioned that Spring wrote an article about it, Johnny Townsend, and I guess he was kind of recognising the fact that it should legitimately be classified as playing 300 games. So for those listening may not be aware, we played in the Foxtel Cup, which was a competition that the top 2 sides from every state league side sort of were in. Every state league side played in. They would play off in the following year. We were playing like Wednesday night games at the G or Wednesday night at Marvel, which is actually pretty cool, to be fair. Like, it was a bit of a UEFA, I think it's UEFA League. There's my soccer knowledge. That's about as far as it goes. That kind of setup. And I played in 4 of those. And they don't count those as West Perth games in the waffle. They count them as West Perth games. They don't count them as waffle games. And then the controversy with that whole thing, according to a few people, is that a lot of the older sort of generation of players, they played in, I think it was the NGL, which was a national comp, very similar, I believe. So I know Mel Winham played in 4 of those competition games. So Springer makes the argument that he's technically played 367, yet you still classify him as playing 371. And same as Brian Peake, I think he's played like 10 NGL games or something like that. And so he's technically only played 296 games. He didn't even make the 300. And so he was making that argument. I know a few people at the club agree, but the Waffle seemed to not agree with, that sentiment and that I haven't played 300 games. But it makes a fair bit of sense to me, but for some reason they don't include the newer generation of players playing national games.
So you're up. Congratulations. You're up to 300 waffle games including Foxtel Cup games, as you just said, with West Perth. Mel Winnan, 371. Bill Dempsey, 343. I got this from Waffle Footy Facts, so thank you to Waffle Footy Facts. Yeah. Aaron Black has played his 300 games at 23 venues, including, as you alluded to there, Blackie, 4 of them being Foxtel Cup games at 4 different venues. So the MCG, Docklands or Marvel Stadium, Blacktown and Geelong. No Waffle player has played at more venues than you when you include those games. And you've also played at 19 Waffle venues. So you get that.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty pumped up. 19 Waffle venues, Blackie. And I reckon you must have played against all 3 of these blokes.
Yes.
Sorry, so you've played at 19 Waffle venues, but 3 players have played at more than you. Roy O'Brien at 21 venues, Joel Cornelius in 20 venues, and Ian Richardson in 20 venues as well, which some of those games would have been country games and other exhibition games.
Well, Richo and Rory, absolutely. I reckon that the Cornelius fellow was probably from the 20s or the 10s. And I'm not talking 2010s, I'm talking 1910s, mate.
Doesn't ring a bell for you?
No, it doesn't ring a bell, and I'm old, but I'm not that old. There's some cool stats in there. I've actually got one for you that is potentially off the top of my head, but I kicked 2 goals on the MCG. So technically I'm the Waffles leading goal kicker on the MCG. So that's not a player who's played in the AFL. Right,
pump your own tyres up, right?
Well, I think it's a cool stat, dude. I've kicked 2 goals on Marvel, and that's not including the one that I kicked when I played my one and done game for West Coast.
Oh, so you've kicked 3, so 2 in the Foxtel Cup,
and I kicked 2 in the Foxtel Cup. So technically, I've kicked more goals than any other Waffle player on Marvel that's not playing in the AFL.
That's interesting.
Yep. So I've kicked 4 goals on grounds and not actually played in an AFL game, because I think we didn't kick many goals that day. I kicked 2, and I think 1 or 2 other players kicked 2, and then on the G I kicked 2, and well done to Jay Tyndall, anyone who's listening who knows who Jay Tyndall is, but he kicked 2 as well on the G. So I'm leading goal kicker on the G for West Perth and leading goal kicker on Marvel. There you go. Fun fact. Yep. Round of applause, guys. But that's a stat that's not on there, but it should be.
You've been fabulous to watch over your journey. Thanks, so mate. Far, and we will obviously either you're going to get to 300 games this year, either in the second last round or the last round you're on track for. So looking forward to that being an absolute day up at Joondalup. Just quickly on the game itself.
Hey, are you going to take the day off and you won't be calling, hopefully? You're going to come and support your mate who's playing his 300th game?
Oh.
Can we...
Yeah, I absolutely think I'll come down.
Yeah, because I'll have a T-shirt for you ready, and...
We'll have to wear them on the podcast, the 300 T-shirts.
We will. We'll get early access. But yeah, it'd be nice to get you there, mate. I think so.
Given that you're going to be on them, that would be nice. I've still got a couple of your 250 shirts. But just quickly, on the game itself, Blackie, obviously heartbreaking loss to Subiaco.
Yeah.
I was following along while I was calling my game down in Fremantle, and I thought, the boys might actually finally get win 2 here. Pretty heartbreaking not to get it done.
Gee, that hurts when you say win 2. We've only got 5 games left. It's grim.
That's footy sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Look, mate, we were really good. I think we won a lot of the key categories across the day, whether it be contested footy or scoring shots or inside 50s. I think we won them all, which is a good sign, I think, from a relatively young group on the day, missing a lot of senior guys as well who didn't play, and we lost Sammy Rotham early. Probably in the first minute or 2, which probably hurt our chances as the game got late, because you can't teach height. But yeah, I think it was a positive step forward, really. We've been pretty poor for, a period of time with performing over 4 quarters, and we're probably relatively consistent. I thought we were really good. But yeah, I got an opportunity. I've trained at halfback for the last maybe month and played a little bit there at periods of time. And with Sammy going down early, I got to go to halfback and try and generate a little bit of run, not fast run, but run as the game went on. And like I said, you can't teach height, and they really stretched us. I think they went 3 or 4 talls at some stage, and it was tough to defend and challenging, but. Yeah, look, it's positive signs for the footy club in a way, but we've still got a long way to go.
Down by 8 points to Subi at Leederville Oval. The game at Mineral Resources was Perth by 3 points over East Fremantle. Oscar Hine Baston basically kicked a goal with the last kick of the game. So well done to the young fella there. I know Perth fans were in raptures, and that moves them to second on the ladder. So Perth fans getting very carried away. I was down in Fremantle calling the Bulldogs and the Swans. The Black Ducks did kick a goal in the second half. Jesse Turner looked like he might have done a hammy or a glute. Haven't seen the injury update from the Swan Districts Footy Club. He came out after half time. He's ran about 5 metres, and Bo Wardman and I were calling the game, and we looked at him, and
he didn't look good.
He knew straight away.
Now,
he knew
funny
straight
that
away he was
because
done.
Jesse's a teacher, and I don't know if
And a great runner as well.
He's an elite,
he would have known.
Fabulous runner. He's a teacher. Now, I didn't do a hamstring for the first 14 years of my footy, or a soft tissue injury, sorry, not just a hamstring, just any soft tissue. And obviously, as you get a little bit older, things tighten up a little bit, and it's a little bit harder. And you got to warm up. You spend a little bit longer warming up. And Jesse's getting into that part of his career, and he would have been on holidays. Now, I did 3 of my 4 hammies while I was on holidays.
Ah.
And I would think that there's obviously something to do with me not being as active as when I'm teaching, but Jesse would have done that when he was on holiday, so he's been a little less active, even though he's the most active bloke I've ever been around in my life. And I've known Jesse for a while. He's definitely a little less active than normal. I reckon there's a bit in that.
He's a bit of a super player. He was a huge loss for them.
Yeah, as he would be.
They couldn't get any run.
Generates run, gets his hands on the footy.
They really battled after half. I mean, like I said, they didn't kick a goal. They tried. They were in the game for the first half. In fact, they were up at half time, 5-4 to 3-1. Second half, Bulldogs just flexed their muscle. Clint Hinchliffe was brilliant.
He's been very good.
He's someone that I'd love to get on and in the studio here. But the thing I asked Bo in the coverage about Blackie, and this is a question without notice for you.
Yeah.
Players going on holiday in the middle of the season in the Waffle. Now, I think a couple of the South boys might have been overseas.
Our boy Gastro.
I think Trey Rusco was one of them who he is overseas. Now, in your journey...
Having a good time, I think. I spoke to him on Saturday.
In your journey, is it acceptable? Or is this something that differs club to club, season to season?
No, look, I think if it's communicated well enough, it's probably relatively well accepted. Relatively well accepted, depending on who the coach is at the time. Big Billy Monahan wouldn't have been too happy back when I started if I was off on a 2-month trip into Europe or something like that in the middle of the year. I'm sure he would have been pretty delighted if I told him that.
It would have been flat.
And those who know. He was a tough man back in the day. Look, I think the game at that level, at Waffle levels, changed a little bit. I think with the commitment that we give, and I guess the money that comes our way, and the time that we put into it, it probably doesn't. It's probably not equal. So I don't think you can really do much about it. And if you're a good footballer, you play at a high standard, a high level regularly, and you go away for a couple of weeks, I guess you got to come back and you got to do your time to get yourself right. But you're going to play because at the end of the day, teams want to win, rightly or wrongly. I don't think back when I started it would have been very well accepted, but I think now you kind of have to accept it and I guess manage it as good as you can.
Yeah, times have definitely changed.
Yeah,
in the back half of your career. And Bo mentioned the story about Clancy Wheeler back in when he was coaching at Subiaco. I forget the year off the top of my head, but he went to Europe, or he might have had a wedding or something overseas. He had to come back, play reserves, and then ended up playing in the grand final, which he obviously took. Well, I mean, Clancy Wheeler, club legend at Subiaco, and it was the year that he played in that Zorro face mask because he had his
something happened to his
face fracture. Yeah, so
Bowie would have been pretty flat getting the keys to the Ferrari and not losing for 6 years, wouldn't he?
He had a pretty good coaching career. He's done so.
Let's just say
he would be. He's a fascinating guy. I love calling the game with him.
Yeah,
completely gets the game.
Yeah,
and so he's gone from.
Do you reckon that's come from his umpiring background? I know that's what you're about to say.
Yeah, it was. Thanks, Blackie.
That's okay.
So to go from an umpire to a coach and then coach premierships, and I'm sure at some point in his life he probably, I'm only guessing, I didn't even ask him, that he probably played footy. He gets the game, and he gets the coaches too. You're in the George Grillisich media box at South Fremantle, and you've got Craig White upstairs, and you've got the Swans next to you. You got
to be careful there, don't you? They're light walls, aren't they, Jim? We're speaking about
paper thin, and it's not the only ground either. A lot of them are like that, so it is fascinating getting that insight. But they all do a fantastic job, the coaches. That's enough waffle for today's episode. We have to get into AFL. There's a lot to talk about. We've got a derby on Friday night. We'll get to that in our tips. However, there has been some really, what's the word for it? There's been some disappointing news this week, Blackie, that I really need you to touch on, because I know you're close with one of these players. So it appears that Geelong have cut ties with Tyson Stengel, and it also appears that Collingwood have cut ties with Norm Smith medal winner Bobby Hill. Now, I know you don't have a relationship with Tyson, but you do have one with Bobby Hill.
Goes back a long way, me and Bob.
What's your message? Like, what would you say to Bobby if you could right now? Because it would be a shame for this to be the end of his AFL tenure.
Yeah. Well, look, I've touched base with him a few times, and not to do with any of this, because it's actually none of my business. I just care about Bobby, and I know that there's something going on, and again, that's not my place to poke and prod, but it's more of a make sure that he's going okay, and as a friend, do we catch up, whatever. I guess he's obviously got something going on, and that's provided a bit of a challenge for him. And I think he needs as much support as he can get from the people around him, friends, family, whoever, whatever people are around footy club that can support him. It's really important in the phase that he's in. I think, that's all he needs. He obviously needed some time away from the footy club, and he's a Norm Smith medalist. He's a premiership player. He's still 26. I'm gonna have a guess. Saying I taught him, so that's probably saying how old I am too. He's probably younger than that. The kid deserves a second chance. If he's even lost his first chance, he's been battling this year, and he deserves to be playing AFL footy. The guy's a freak. You don't win Norm Smiths if you can't play the game. So, I would just implore footy clubs to reach out and look after him, and I'm sure Collingwood are a good footy club like that. Like they're probably just at a point where they've potentially got to move on and go on to the next thing. But I'm sure that they would be doing their best to support him. I could be wrong, but we spoke about Sammy Swadling and his brother and the inclusion of that whole situation and how good they are at that.
It's a family club.
It is, so I wouldn't be surprised if they are doing their best, but they're going to get to a point where they potentially can't help. But why wouldn't you give a kid like that a crack? Breaks games open, kicks goals, explosive, exciting. It's in the Hill name, I think.
I mean, it sounds like Bobby lost the trust of the Collingwood playing group, and then from there the coach's hands were tied that they couldn't move forward with him by playing him. And Craig McRae spoke really well about him always being invited in the four walls of Collingwood, which is great. But I guess, do you think he will... do you think he can get a second chance in the AFL? Because I guess my question is, a club like Collingwood, they've got all the resources. They're a massive sporting organisation in the country. All the resources you probably need and want. But maybe at this time it's just a time to have a step away from the AFL life, and then hopefully, on my fingers crossed, hopefully he gets back into the system.
Yeah, I don't see any moment where he's not back in the AFL system. So, yeah, that's probably all I've got to say on the whole situation. Again, like I don't know too much. Like I probably don't touch base as much as I should as someone who's known him for a long time. I'm sure we'll put up a photo of me and him. It's probably 15 years, 14 years ago now, or something like that, when he was only a little tacker. So, I just wish him all the best. I hope he gets back to playing the high level footy that he can, and Yeah, that's probably what I hope for him.
That he's going okay.
Yeah, I think
he's going better than okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we've both had times where we're just both nowhere near it. We're down in the dumps, and we can't compare what we've been through to what Bobby's going through. But he's got a lot of people out there that love and care about him, and I certainly want to see him back playing AFL as soon as he is right to do so. And hopefully he gets a second chance somewhere. Big weekend this week, Blackie. Western Derby in Perth. We will get to it. It's only the second time Western Derby's been played on Friday night.
Really?
Yeah, first one.
When was the last time? Do you know?
Oh, I do.
Testing.
It's like back in 2005. Daniel Kerr had 3 Brownlow votes, had 30 and a goal or two. 40,000 at Subiaco. Eagles belted Fremantle. So a long time ago. Hands? No, it was a long time after that. Okay. Long time after that. But I did task you.
You did.
I wanted to get your opinion. We are coming towards the sort of last quarter of the regular season in the AFL. And I wanted you to explain or have your take on who would be the first player picked for every AFL club in their team with a couple of criteria. You can't really pick a superstar. I'm talking about glue guys. You know what I mean. So you can't pick captains. You can't pick superstars. So I know it makes it hard.
You made it hard.
But you've been in football clubs for a long time, and there are these guys that exist in every club.
Yeah, there are. I'll clip you here because I sent you my list, and you sent me Cal Wilkie. And you're like, but the dude's an All-Australian, isn't he? Was he the Australian? And I was like, okay.
He'll probably be All-Australian again this year.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, but at St Kilda...
But I've gone way more gluey, hopefully, I think, than that. And I wanted to give you the prerequisite here that, you know what I'm like. I watch very limited amount of footy. Saturdays are my footy time. I watch a little bit on Friday night and Thursday night.
You will be watching more.
And I probably watch 0 on Sunday, although I did watch Essendon beat GWS.
Oh, you need to go back and watch the minis.
So that's the prerequisite, and I know enough.
In fairness about the Saints thing, you would assume everyone would say, well, Nasiah Wanganeen-Millera because he's their best player, right?
Yeah, but
so you can't pick him.
I understand that.
You know?
Yeah, well, yeah, correct. But you could correct.
You
could say, yeah. Anyway, mate, it was a good bit of homework. I normally give out the homework. We know this.
Let's go. What did you come up with? I'm genuinely curious.
And you've given me, an hour's homework on the train.
I'm genuinely curious as to who you've come up with.
And I've got to have a little reasoning for it. I will when my phone bloody decides to switch on and stop freezing. It's cold in here, dude. Last week we were burning up. I just went from the games from this weekend, right? So I went, I started from the Adelaide and whoever's first, Adelaide and Collingwood, which is tomorrow night. And from Adelaide, from my recent watchings, glue guy, Peatling.
James Peatling.
I'd have him.
Underrated year.
He's having a very good year one. He's getting enough of the footy, but I think he's their defensive mid. I think he tags a little bit, goes one-on-one with the Oppo best mid.
That's a good one, Blackie. That's a good one.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. There's some more to come. Don't worry about this. Don't worry. So he's the one for me that stands out at the start of the year. Probably not now. Absolutely, from what he can provide, allows Dawson and Rankin to go and do whatever the hell they want to do, which is good stuff. Against Collingwood, one that Westy spoke about last week, is a bit of the doom roll.
The C roll.
The C roll is Pat Lipinski. He very much plays that role. And there's actually been footage, I think, shown on some shows where he covers with the winger the corridor of the ground, and he actually gets in some really good spots to score. He finds enough of the footy, and that's probably because Collingwood have a guy named Nick Dacos who finds anyone anywhere and kicks the ball.
Who has a license to go and do whatever he wants.
Correct. And if Pat's open, then he's going to get the ball. But that's one that really stood out to me as a guy. And there's actually a few of Collingwood. You'd say Brandon Maynard and guys like that. But I think they stood out a little bit more.
Just one.
Lipinski is the one that is underrated, but I think he'd play every week. And I think he's come a long way. Geelong, I just went for Mark Blitzarves. And there's not many guys who are 40 years old.
The steeple chaser.
Yeah, and there was a bit of talk made about him earlier in the year when he played his 300th game.
He's been there for a long time.
I think that whole thing's impressive, but for me, it's versatility. Like they lose a midfielder and he plays inside mid at 6'8". They lose a ruckman and he rucks anyway, and then he goes to centre forward, centre half back, full back, tags, plays wing like that. That's the most impressive part for me. Melbourne Sparrow, I think he's come a long way since they got rid of both Petrarca and
Clayton Oliver,
Clary. So you'd almost pick him every week with his inside work, and he's been getting his hands on the footy. That allows Cozzy to go and do what he wants. He's probably slightly more of a defensive mid too.
So there's a bit of a theme here. You're going for, so far, you're sort of going for the guy who's willing to sacrifice his role in the midfield. Yeah,
I think you find that every AFL club with these guys, the value on them would be so high because it allows others to be able, the elite ones to go and do what they need to do, and they're the match winners, but the selflessness is what allows it to happen. I actually toot and froed on the Freo one, but I ended up going for Paddy Voss, and some people will love it, some will hate it, but
Vossy.
Yeah, it for me, for him, it's energy. He plays a physical brand of footy, which I think Freo have needed. Yeah, he kicks it like poo, but if you're having 4 or 5 shots on goal, at times you're being a physical presence at his size, brings energy, enthusiasm, loves when his mates do good stuff. I think that's huge.
He's the ultimate hype guy, isn't he?
Absolutely.
You've got a bunch of guys who have been there for a lot longer than he has, and he's come in. He's like the spark that they needed to just get it all together.
Yeah.
And if he's having, like you said, 4 or 5 shots and he's got his kicking boots on, he's kicking 4-1 or 3-2, when you've got Amos and Tracy doing their thing, it's, what are they, three-headed monster, or are they calling it something like that? It's a nightmare for defences to sort out.
Yeah, it is. And when you get 3 big guys like that, it's tough to stop. And they space so well. They do. They've got their 2 keys that are higher, the 2 bigs that are higher up, and the one deep one, which is Amos normally.
They're all big, genuine key forwards. I had this argument with a few people. Like, some people say, "Oh, Jai Amos isn't a key forward." Like,
he's a big dude, man. And
they're all really big.
Yeah. I played a bit of footy against all 3 of them. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, all 3 of them. Early doors. Josh Tracy was 18 and he was ginormous, mate. His legs were bigger than me, 1, 2. And I've spent a bit of time with Vossi at different times, and he's a big unit. And then to see the size Jai's put on now is huge. It's hard to stop.
We'd have to get the vision of it. But I remember going to the Waffle Tribunal once because the Fremantle were trying to get Josh Tracy off a charge. I think he ended up
yocking someone.
I actually think he ended up getting found guilty. It might have been a sling tackle. I can't remember, but I remember the cameras were rolling out the front and he was rolling out and didn't get the verdict he wanted. And me being a sort of young green reporter just at the back trying to make sure he didn't bowl me over on the way out. It was interesting. One of my more interesting times as a reporter at Channel 9.
Well, he's a big dude. But it's Pat Voss for me, for Freo. Right, there's a few others, but we'll go with him. West Coast was actually a tough one with a few of the lads there. But I actually think this guy's really impressed me. It's Tyler Young. And in his key back role, I think he actually provides a little bit more than just being a key back. I think he wants to do that, but I think he's been defending pretty well, and he gets his hands on the footy quite a lot for a big back, and he's explosive. I don't know, like vocally and things like that, but I think he just he's been really good for him this year and probably gone underrated, and that's why I picked him. Carlton, I struggled with 2 teams. It's Carlton and North. And just for a bit of a giggle, I picked Herb Dean for a laugh. And
that is so rough.
That is actually because I had no idea. Well, I mean, yeah,
you know who he is now, surely.
I do. I'm just taking the mic, and I think Herb Dean's funny.
He's been
I hope his nickname's Herb, if I'm honest. He's been very good.
He's been very important for them.
Yeah, correct. To allow them to do what they're doing.
Yeah, hold up their structure at one end and then try and get score off turnover, I think, which is probably, well, it wasn't working under Michael Voss. It certainly has been under Josh Fraser.
Yeah. Again, there are a few others, but it was tough and yeah. I was massive on Carlton when they were going well.
Yeah, you've been quiet the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. We'll go Herb. Gold Coast, who have also been rubbish.
What is going on up there?
There's something in the water.
Something is not right.
There's something in the disabled dunny, maybe.
There is something.
Know.
So I don't know what it is, mate. I don't know. Something feels off.
Yeah. So
who did you pick?
I went Tuk.
Yep.
Yep.
And he's a star.
You think?
But they've got.
But I think he allows them. He allows.
Oh, Anderson.
Correct.
They got a Brownlow medalist in Matt Rao.
Yeah. So there's 3 mids, maybe 4 ahead of him. And I just remember watching them at times, and he goes to half forward, and he goes outside, and he comes inside, and that probably allows the others to do what they're allowed to do, which is whatever they want, which is obviously not working at the moment. But then on the weekend, when they needed someone to stand up, I think what he ended up with 40. And I thought it back to that game, that probably ticked him over for me. And was he a captain of the club at some stage? No.
I'm pretty sure he was.
Prior to Noah.
Yeah.
Like, you had that aspect on. He's an older guy, and Noah's now captain of the club. I think that ticked the box for me. Essendon's, there's a few that I thought maybe. Actually, no, there's very few. Just a few Essendon boys at work, and they said he's hard at it, physical, straight lines of footy.
At the moment, when you're in the position that they're in, where
you could have picked,
he probably genuinely actually would be the one guy that they just say.
Yeah, he's the only one that's got a bit of like 4-letter word that rhymes with.
Well, some people think he's going to be the next. Some people are saying that Sam Durham will be the next captain of Essendon.
Yeah, and that's literally why. It's just because he provides a bit of something, which they haven't had many provide.
They finally had some on the weekend because they got their.
They were good.
Got a win.
This one was easy from Hawthorn's Blakey Hardwick. Again, it's a versatility thing. He probably is a star too, to be fair, but play him down back and he goes 40, kicks 6.5, and you could probably put him in the midfield and he'd find the footy too. And he seems like a good leader.
And like you said before about Durham, he's got the 4-letter word about him. He's tough.
Yeah, he's got.
He might be one of the toughest in the league, I reckon.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard guy not to be like he's the first one picked. And Hawthorn probably have a few. Hawthorn probably have a lot. They're a side that I look at and go, they've got a lot of those guys. But there's no way Sam Mitchell doesn't look at Blake Hardwick and go, I'm not even questioning what this guy does for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just zinging through here, mate.
No, this is good. This is good. This is what I wanted you to do.
Yeah, well, I spent a bit of time actually thinking about it. Go me.
Good.
I don't spend much time thinking about much either.
So where are we?
We're at GWS because they are playing Sydney. This guy's really impressed me. Is Connor Iden.
Okay.
Off half back, defends really well, explosive. Probably goes underrated behind Whitfield and Lockie Ash, who are both at half back, who provide all of their run.
The glitz and the glam.
Yep. And Connor Iden does the exact same thing, but he's bigger and probably faster than both. He may not use the ball as well.
Yeah, the other two are a bit better by foot.
Go back and watch Connor Iden play. I don't think he's that bad by foot, personally. But he, for me, I'd be chucking him on the board every week. And versatility, again. Versatility, selfless, defensive, are probably the 3 key things that stand out in a glue guy who you're chucking on the board straight away. So he fits that bill. I know you said 1 and you doubled down on 1, but...
Yeah, I said 1.
Yeah, I did, and I've got 2 here, and I'm just going to have to do it very, very quickly, and you can quite easily make the case. I'm going to pick... I'm just going to say Jordan or Rowbottom from Sydney. One of those two. They're both on the board at the same time.
Oh, James Jordan or Jimmy Rowbottom.
Yeah.
Who, Jimmy Paddlebum.
People.
I stole that. Friend of the show, Mick, loves calling him Jimmy Paddlebum.
Paddlebum.
Because he's
well done, Mick. I like that. That's
good. Actually is great.
It's fabulous. I'm not even going to pick between the two because they're both on
Jordan or... it is James Jordan, isn't it? Or James Rowbottom.
James Jordan tags everyone and also gets the footy and kicks a couple goals, and Paddlebum seems to allow Chad Warner and Isaac Keenan to do whatever the fluff they want.
Yep.
The doggies is our boy Timmy O'Donnell.
Oh yes, yeah.
Thanks to Liz, who's probably not listening to this, but the O'Donnell family.
Oh no, actually, I think the great lady liked one of our posts. I'm
beautiful.
Sure.
Shout out to Liz.
So just quickly, because people won't know what you mean. So you met, because I don't think I was there this day for whatever reason. I was late out, but
No, you were in.
I was there. Okay, so Jimmy O'Donnell's sister, we met in Bali.
Yeah, friends.
And you reckon I was there?
Friends with a few of you were in Bali with us.
Well, I know I was in Bali, but I don't know if I was there.
Yeah, she stayed in the same house as me and my partner.
Right.
And you probably came over for a swim at 9 or 10 occasions, I reckon. I would imagine maybe. Anyway, the O'Donnell family, big cricket family.
Eliza.
James, yep.
Eliza?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. O'Donnell family. What's the old man's name, the cricketer?
James. Simon.
Simon, there you go. Simon, yeah, but that's his father. And
that's right. Simon
that's
O'Donnell.
her father.
Played for Australia.
Thank you. Jesus.
Sorry,
I'm not the cricket guy here. You are. So
it's footy season. Hang on.
Well, yeah, we'll get a few cricket people on when we need to. But I reckon he's been awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome defensively. Yeah. He's long, defends really well. And I think he uses the ball well enough for a key back. So shout out to Jim. This guy's been unbelievable for a long period of time. Great leader, a few flags. Vlosten from the Tigs.
Yeah.
Nick Vlosten. I don't think...
The unofficial captain
of
the team.
He's the guy that they probably all follow. And
he's getting to the end, so he's our age.
Yeah, he'd be our age.
He might have 2 more years left.
He'd be my age, but...
He hasn't had a history of injury.
No, I saw a clip of him the other day running like 100 metres to defend, and that really got me feeling a little bit...
So that's the kind of thing that comes up in Adam Uze's reviews.
Well, I'd have to, because he's 33, 34, 35 years old, and he's still doing it.
I don't know if he's that old. I think he's 31.
And some of the kids aren't doing it.
I'm fairly certain he's a 94 baby, so I reckon he's turning 32 this year.
So if us old geezers are doing it, then... the kids should be doing it too. That's a standard.
Got to back myself. Told you, he's a 94 baby, born in April.
31.
Yeah, but no, 32.
That makes me feel old.
94. We're in 2026, Blackie.
He looks way older
94
than me.
plus 6 is 2000 plus 26 is 32. So Nick Flosten's 32. Quick math for you.
That's simple maths for those at home who are struggling. We've got a couple left.
Yep.
Big saucy Drew from Port. Again, another defensive mid.
Willem Drew.
Yeah.
Sauce Drew.
Wow.
You're a clown.
I couldn't remember his first name, Jim.
Willem.
Willem. I got... Anyway, there's a few good Willems going around. Defensive mid, tags best players, big unit, probably pretty versatile, I think, because he is good size. They haven't really needed him to, but again, allows Lil Horny and Z Butters to do whatever they want. Brisbane's is probably the easiest answer of the lots. Dunks.
It gives him the flexibility, doesn't it? Like, he can play on ball, but he's also happy to sacrifice.
Again, and he goes one-on-one with the best mid. He doesn't tag them, but he just limits their ability to get hand on footy effectively. Exit stoppage is a delight to coach. North, I've got 6 full stops. And then St Kilda, I didn't pick...
so you actually have nobody for North?
Nah.
You couldn't think of someone?
That is on the board straight away that's not a star. I should put all of them on there then, because none of them are stars. And
I know what you mean.
Yeah, them and Carlton were the 2 hardest ones for me to probably pick.
And so who did you pick? Okay, so who did you pick at St Kilda?
Marcus Windhager.
Yeah, why?
Because you said Cal Wilkie.
I said you couldn't pick Wilkie and you couldn't pick Naz.
Because you picked Wilkie and then you told me I couldn't pick him. Yeah. So I didn't pick him.
You know who would be first picked? Would be Jack Sinclair, but he's injured.
Yeah, but he's a star and he's All-Australian.
Yeah, he's a star.
I say I don't know much about footy, but come on, mate. I know. He's All-Australian.
It's a hard task.
I think it's Marcus Windhager because again, I'm going to go down the line of guys that do the dirty shit that no one else wants to do, that allows others to do what they do. So Bradley goes to half-back and is averaging 40 in the last month. He's
gone down. Brad Hill, the great man, we love Hilly.
Sinkers,
he's gone back.
Correct.
Because Sinclair got injured.
But he goes back and is able to do what he wants. Nas plays everywhere and sets the Nazi...
Little Nas X.
I was thinking more Nas, the original. Old Nas, the original. Who else is... those two specifically, plus sinkers if he's playing. Windhager will tag, take the best mid. He's also actually finding a heap of the footy, and I think he's been kicking a few more goals of recent times. Just a good young kid that I think he'd be... Ross, you know Ross the boss. You've got some good stories about Ross too that we'll have to get out at some stage.
We'll save him. I've got some crackers, but we'll save him.
He's the last one on my list, mate. And the common theme there is just blokes willing to dig in and do the dirty shit that no one else wants to do. That allows the team's stars to shine, kick goals, win games of footy. And unfortunately for 80% of the footy population, your job's to be a glue guy and play your role, and then the other 20% get to do whatever the hell they want.
Nice, mate. Really proud of you. That was awesome. Well done.
Thanks.
I'm not going to give you another round of applause. Already given you a round of applause for your 300.
I hope you don't have to give me any more homework that's that in depth.
I think people will
really year or so.
People will really like to listen to that from you.
I hope so. I could have gone deeper into it, but there's a common theme. And it's probably not the exciting stuff. It's the dirty stuff.
And we've only got a limited amount of time because we've got to pay the boss. So we can't be in here all of... Well,
don't say that too loud. Because
we could be.
We might get away with it for a while.
Let's rip through your tips and my tips for round 20. I can't believe how quickly this season's gone, especially since we added this to our weekly schedules. Blackie, Thursday nights in Adelaide, the Crows host the Pies.
Gee, the Pies are in good nick, aren't they, Jim?
They're going okay. Disappointing.
Actually, they'll lose.
About Swads.
Yeah, they'll lose. Sorry. Craigie boy.
Craig, what have you done? He's dropped our man.
Oh, mate, why?
Our boy.
I need answers and I need them now. You can't. He's just got you on.
What did you call him?
Craigie boy.
No, you said you can't. You can't.
That's the word we were thinking of before that I didn't say.
There's a lesson in it. I mean, there's obviously a reason.
Correct, but gee, he's got them on board. There's been some more energy. There's been some more enthusiasm. There's been some family, and he's got them a few wins off his own back. Obviously, him and Nick leading the charge, averaging 60 between them. And then, Craig, you've gone and done the dirty on him, and you've dropped him. But you put him in, and what happened? So we'll see what happens. Adelaide will win. Jim?
So I'm with Adelaide as well at home. I'm with the Crows there. We've got a doubleheader on Friday night, Blackie. Surprise, surprise. We couldn't have a standalone game in Perth with the Derby being here. So we've got Melbourne and Geelong half an hour earlier at the G. What's it?
Oh,
it's ridiculous.
Surprised
mate.
there's not one down in Bunbury to upset you.
It's so stupid.
Oh yeah, well I mean that is
honestly the world would end if we had a Western Derby in Perth for the whole country to watch. It would be please.
I actually agree with you. So I'm not going to clip you for it. That's pretty funny.
Melbourne or Geelong?
Oh God, where are they on the ladder, Jim?
6th versus 9th.
Yeah, I could have got mine up, but 6th versus 9th and Melbourne and 9th.
No, Melbourne are 6th.
Yeah, beauty. I'll take Melbourne then.
It's a close market between the two teams in the sports betting market. If you are having a punt. If you are having a punt, please do so responsibly. I'm going to tip Melbourne as well. They are, but this is a big game, so it'll be interesting to see
Maxi Holmes
how they
got
handle it.
Maxi Holmes, sorry, Jim. Maxi Holmes got injured on the weekend. He's going to miss probably the year.
The SA season's gone.
Yeah, so they're struggling for personnel, I think, Geelong a little bit, and I will take Melbourne because my guy Cozzy, Mimi.
I don't really need to ask you. I don't think I need to ask you. The Western Derby here, Fremantle first versus the 16th placed Eagles.
It's a Freo home game too, isn't it?
It is. Yep.
Gee whiz. If there was a roof to blow off, because it'll be over at quarter time, Jim.
Oh, gee. Nah.
Yeah.
Will there be some physicality in this one this weekend? Well, because are they gonna go after Harley?
I actually think if Big Coxie will probably throw a few elbows.
So you said it there.
I think they should.
It's a Fremantle home game, but when Harley gets up and going and everyone rises, 10, 15% with him, they become such a better team. They start to get...
Absolutely.
So I wonder if they will try and stop that affect, even though it is a Fremantle home game? Or do they
I think
just
it
worry about themselves?
I think it benefits West Coast if they get physical and they try and do that, but it won't. I think Freo just go out and bully them with style of play and in general play, and it's over.
Be too strong. I mean, the last few weeks we've seen Port Adelaide, they really played well for a half, and we saw GWS get the win over them. So their system is holding up over long periods of time. But yeah, you suggested it'll be over at quarter time. Do you want to take that back? What do you give us a scoreline at quarter time?
No. Was it going to be raining on Friday though?
I'm not sure, mate.
Well, any weatherman out there want to tell us what the weather will be like? If it's raining, it won't be, but if it's not raining, it'll be over. I'm going to go 6 goals 3 to 1 goal 2 at quarter time, Freo. And that would have it all over.
West Coast fans won't want to hear you say that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to clip that.
But you looking at me like I said something wrong, like it's not 1v20. What's 1v18?
16th.
Sorry, whoops. Hey, I'm an Eagles guy. I love me some Eagle. But they're the best side in the comp.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah, correct.
And we said last week.
Go get him, Bakes.
We said Bakes isn't playing.
Oh,
Bakes
no.
got suspended.
Did he? Oh, gosh.
You didn't see him. He cannoned into Cam Rayner. He thought he was in a WWE ring.
No, well, don't listen to this, Minnie, but
Bakes is
I can't wait to have a beer with Bakes later.
Bakes has literally come from 5 metres away and thrown his elbow into Cam Rayner. And then there was a little bit of a tiff on after.
Cam probably deserved it.
Oh, it's a bit harsh. Anyway, let's move on.
Next.
We have to. Carlton and Gold Coast. Marvel.
God. You'd think Gold Coast will win.
Carlton are the favourites.
Are they really?
The bookies, yeah.
Might be. I'll go Gold Coast then.
Okay.
Who you got, mate?
Oh, they're just a lot better than how they've been going, the Suns. So I'm going to pick the Suns too.
Oh, okay.
Not just because
Carlton are the favourite.
Yeah. You are really.
And they've got Tuk Tuk as the glue guy. So
Hawthorn Essendon.
Am I starting to get to you?
Never.
It's been a long.
I love you.
It's been a long day, and we're in
Hawthorn Essendon. This one's at the G.
Well, it might not be close, but it'd be Hawthorn. By the length of the airport straight. The Tullamarine straight.
It will be Hawthorn.
Yeah.
I still think they're in the premiership race.
Do you got him in the window?
I've got what?
Got him in the window of winning.
They can win it.
You reckon? Who are the teams that can win it, Jim? Out of curiosity.
Fremantle.
From your analysis.
Fremantle.
Yep.
Hawthorn.
Yep.
Sydney, Brisbane.
So the top 4.
Yep. Legit the top 4. And, and maybe Adelaide as well. Maybe.
There we go. Now we're getting stretchy.
But, hang on the proviso, Brisbane, actually probably most of them, on the proviso that Fremantle doesn't get there.
1st to 5th goes Freo?
Sydney, Hawthorn, Brisbane, Adelaide.
Brisbane, Adelaide.
So basically all of them
Freo,
except for Melbourne in the top. I don't think Melbourne could win it in the top.
Neither do I.
They've been unbelievable. They've been way better than anybody could have predicted.
Mate, absolutely.
First year senior coach Stephen King.
You would not want to be Freo if you're going to play Brisbane.
No, absolutely not. But they won't. They're not going to have any fear about it. It'll just be what it is. But it makes it significantly harder than what they've had to deal with for most of the year.
Correct. I think Brisbane are the second best side outside of Freo. They started poorly, but they've really built into the year. We could talk about that for a while.
GWS Sydney. Swans. Sydney.
Gee,
it's at NG, so it's in GWS, but Sydney will win. It's in Western Sydney.
Oh damn! I'm going to drive the extra hour. Sydney will win.
Yeah, they will.
There's no way GWS will win after.
They will. Sydney will win
unless Jake Stringer kicks 7 straight.
Western Bulldogs Richmond. Gee, you had a shocker last week, Jakey. The package did not deliver.
No.
Delivered behind. He delivered behind. Western Bulldogs Richmond.
Oh,
Marvel.
They played Sunday. Well, the mailman doesn't deliver on Sundays, does he? So he didn't deliver.
So this is the second game at Marvel Stadium on that Saturday.
Who was it?
Western Bulldogs and Richmond.
The Dogs will win. Jimmy O'Donnell will glue them together and they'll be okay. And the Bont, who's humming along nicely.
The Dogs will win, but expect Richmond to respond from the way they played last week. They were horrendous.
Expect them to
They
be
were,
better than last.
As an old colleague of mine used to say, they were horrible. Horrible.
Who said that?
You'll find out in due course, I reckon. Brisbane Port at the Gabba.
Brisbane at the Gabba will absolutely wet it in.
And then St Kilda fans are getting very excited, Blackie, because this might finally be the week that they see Max King play against North Melbourne at Marvel Stadium.
Who?
Max King.
Who's that? I'm kidding.
Twin brother of Ben.
Is he? Oh, well,
who plays at Gold Coast.
Isn't what?
Don't say what I think you're going to say.
What about the Mackay brothers? Are you sure they're not the one guy? The Mackay brothers?
Has anybody ever seen two of them in the same room?
No, it must be. There's only one of them.
The funny thing about that is that the Mackay brothers used to have a podcast.
Yeah, well,
So there was actually vision of both of them.
yeah, but you can quite easily just get up and sit next to each other and just cut it, couldn't you, Jim? Well,
13th versus
I
10th.
hope for St Kilda that maybe he does something remotely football related.
He's got to play first.
Who was St Kilda versing?
North Melbourne.
Oh,
Were you listening?
I mean, I am, but I'm very forgetful. In my
Need you here.
Arse.
North Melbourne home game versus St Kilda. It's the last game of the round.
It's a North Melbourne home game, but they're both playing at Marvel, and Marvel's St Kilda's home ground.
Yeah, but it's a North Melbourne home game.
So there's going to be 11,000 people there.
Maybe 12 or 13.
So
No, the Saints fans will...
It's a 50-50 split. There'll
The
be more
Saints-
Saints fans there as a North Melbourne home game.
There will be heaps of Saints fans at this game if Max King's playing. For the first time in however long it's been.
if
It's been way too long.
St Kilda a chance to be in the 10 for the play-in,
They're 10th at the moment.
which I'm a massive fan of.
This is a game that they simply must win if they're serious about making the top 10. They can't drop this one because there's... I think if I just quickly get the ladder up.
Brad Hill will have 33 and St Kilda will win.
There's 4 teams on 32 points, so they're hot on the heels of the Saints for the wild card.
Yep, Saints will win, mate. And you've got the Saints too because you're a Saints man. I got my credo.
What's that from?
Oh, God, I can't remember. But
It's from a movie.
it is. Movie buffs out there.
I was
give us a shout
watching,
for the movie. What is it?
I don't know what that's from, but I was watching The Town the other night. You've seen that?
No.
You haven't seen The Town with Ben Affleck?
We should do movie reviews on here.
You haven't seen The Town?
I probably have, but
The
again, I can't
Boston
remember.
guys, crime, robbing people. I don't want to give away the whole plot.
yesterday, Jim.
You need to watch that. That's I put up a thing on my story, and a few people got around me. They loved it. It's really you have to. I'm sure. I reckon you've seen it.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay.
we've finally got through our
You
tips.
think
Thanks,
I've seen
Blackie.
it?
Well done. We will get to. I've got a little off my chest, not off my chest, but I've got an off your chest that came through on the text line on our Instagram messages.
One thing that's really pleased me is you've lifted with the off your chest stuff. Now I know it was my,
It's meant to be your segment,
but I'm really struggling to get anything off my chest that's not work related. And I'll keep it there. So I appreciate you lifting in this department, Jim.
So I
The
got
things have been bothering you, haven't they?
well, not.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
there have been some things.
If you're going to send provocative Snapchats about things that bother you, that's something that's bothering you.
What?
It's provocative. It's the dogs in the cafe thing really got to you last week. Didn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
And it happened again, and you doubled down.
No, well, so yeah, I
Yeah,
wanted to get your take on it. So, off your chest, do you think people should be able to take their dogs into a cafe?
Well, the cafe think it's okay, then I wouldn't see why not.
What happens if everyone takes their dog in?
Well, I mean, yeah, mate.
So you put a photo up of your dog. You put a photo up of your dog on Instagram. So you've got a really big dog.
He's a big boy. Go and check it out if you're listening and you haven't seen him.
What breed is he?
He's a Saint Bernard. He's about 90 kilos.
So what happens if you take him into a cafe?
Well, we'll have a lot of people come over and say hello. Can I pat
But
him?
what if you're going into a small cafe? So I love Chewy, your dog.
And he loves you too. I've got footage of it.
But what happens if you take him into a cafe, like a small one?
Well, we wouldn't take him into a cafe because he is too big. But in all seriousness, honestly, people don't see him that often, so they come over and they pat him. They'd probably froth it, but I understand the frustration.
So that's a common sense approach because you've got a big dog.
Correct, but if you've got a little dog, I feel like you just feel like you can drag him anywhere, but they actually end up being the yappy, annoying ones. So you're probably right. If it's a large cafe or it's a large venue and people can go in, yeah, not an issue. But it actually doesn't bother me because I'm a dog person. I like dogs. I love my
I love dogs as well.
Well, that's not what you were saying in Snapchat.
I absolutely love dogs. But the thing that was interesting to me was outside those metal things that come out of the cement or the pavers that allow you to tie that allow you to tie the leads on. Like one of them was there. So this person could have easily tied their dogs up, and like there's a water bowl out there and everything for them.
They just think because it's a little rat.
I just think some people don't care. I think some people just think, hey, it's my world, and if you don't like it,
you're in it.
So be it. If you don't like it,
it's actually not a bad way to live, to be fair, but it's also a bit selfish. It's okay.
I mean, in fairness, there were no signs at the cafe saying you can't bring your dogs in. But what happens if every customer then takes their dog into the cafe?
Does that mean you can't walk in barefoot, Jim?
Oh, I think it would be rude.
Okay. Yeah. It's just a dog's
that
out.
Would be a bit yuck, wouldn't it?
It's a dog's gross. Dog's out question.
I totally did not get that.
I went over your head, didn't it? Oh, gosh. It is getting late.
Anyway, I'm glad I finally got that off my chest. But before we go, we've got a couple more things to rip through. We have to congratulate our two guys. So my former colleague, Damien Martin, who's going into the WA Basketball Hall of Fame. And your guy, Alan Black. Not
AB.
Aaron Black. Alan Black.
AB.
Is going into the Basketball Hall of Fame on Saturday. So I've had a bit to do with Damo. You've had a bit to do with Alan. Just tell us what kind of bloke he is and why. I mean, his resume speaks for itself. But we'd love to get him on one day to tell his story in here. And when it's basketball season, I think we probably can reach out to him through you. And I'll do the same with Damo. But just, can you give us a Blackie story? A Blackie story?
I absolutely...
One that he'd be okay with?
Love this guy. And I actually flicked him a message last night congratulating him in saying, like, unbelievably, I'm proud of him that he gets acknowledged as someone who's had such a massive impact on basketball in Australia and WA. Look, when I started teaching at Darling Range, Clay McClernand was the head of department at the time. Clay McClernand played footy for Claremont in the mid-2000s, early 2010s. Yeah,
but this is about Alan.
It is. He was the head of department, and he came to the footy office one day. I know it's about Alan. I'm telling you a story about Alan. Can I get something off my chair? And he said, we've starting a basketball program next year. We've got a guy coming in named Alan Black. And I said, like, Alan Black, the old Wildcats coach, the one that coached at the Olympics for Australia, son Stephen. Full basketball. If that's not a basketball nuffy, this is true as well. And he goes, yeah, how'd you know? I was like, man, I'm a big basketball head. I said, if you need to hire that guy, like, please.
Yesterday.
Yeah, you should have already done it. And anyway, so AB gets a job, and we end up being in. And I went to the Ricky Grace testimony. I used to go and watch basketball at the Dome, the Burswood Dome, back when that was a thing, like long ago when they were watching it there. And I ended up being in an office with him for 3 years, just me and him, small office. We were in our own office, and we just picked each other's brains on sport, coaching, how many times he'd been sacked, how many times I couldn't get a kick, all this kind of stuff. And for me, it was just, a bit of an in-awe moment because I used to watch him coach and I used to watch his son play. And I actually worked with Steve Black, who played for the Wildcats and is his son as well. So that was a really special thing for me to be able to work with someone like that as a basketball head and pick his brain on basketball. A fun fact about AB is he's the best horse player I've ever played against in my entire life, and he just turned 70 late last year, and I beat him once in the 10, 15, 20 times we played over the years. Probably would have played way more than that. So he's the best horse player I've ever played against.
What's his go-to? What's one of the crazy moves he's got?
You ever seen someone bank a bank shot from every spot on the floor? So directly in front from like the 3-point. We weren't allowed to shoot from the 3-point line because he couldn't shoot that far. But anywhere up to like the semicircle over the free throw line, he's banking it. Bank shot, bank shot, bank shot, bank shot from the elbow, bank shot from like right hand hook shot, bank shot, left hand hook shot, bank shot on a footy, like wild stuff. And I just went, this is stupid. So I'd shoot a corner 3 and he couldn't make the distance. That's one. And then 2, ironically enough, I think I quoted him earlier in one of our previous podcasts. He said to me, he used to talk a lot, and then I'd feel bad for talking about myself. And he said, if you get an opportunity to talk about yourself, you should. And not in an arrogant way, but in an athlete's way of like, as an athlete or a player, you perform at the highest level for as long as you can. And you try to be, or you are very humble across the journey. You don't talk, I'm good at this, I'm good at that.
That's built into Australian culture, I think.
Yeah. And then when you finish, you get asked heaps of questions, or when you're at the back end of your career, you get asked lots of questions. And he kind of was insinuating that I shouldn't shy away from telling my story or telling the things that I've done really well. And that's always stuck with me, and I kind of use it as a throwaway comment in jest and in a funny way at times, but I also use it in a way where it's like, it's actually pretty important to be able to talk about the things that you've done well and reflect positively, not negatively. Very wise man. So I was unbelievably happy, super stoked for him. And same to you and Mardo, and I got to spend a bit of time. I did a bit of work for Mardo. He's a good man. We'd love to get him on too, but you did a bit of work with him.
Yeah, produced a radio show with him for I think it was 2 or 3 years, and you know there were some days I was having a bit of a challenging time in my life with some things, and he was just awesome to rebound off and get advice off. And I've got a million stories, but I think the thing that speaks to that I'll tell now, because he can tell his own story, but the thing that just blew my mind in the opening, you know, sort of first few weeks with him working together was he found out that I was an NBA basketball nuffy, like who I've got from you, which I've got from you. And he said, and he found out, you know, we were doing our fantasy and we're doing our teams and we're making trades and whatever. Anyway, he found out that we loved it, and I loved it. And he goes, oh, and then he found out that I sort of have this like hobby of collecting. You know, as you know, a lot of people who know me closely, you know, I've got some cards. Yeah, I've got some basketball cards, I've got some footy cards, got some NBA memorabilia as well. And he found out, and we'd only been working together for less than, I reckon, 2 months. He goes, mate, I've got a signed Jamal Murray Denver Nuggets jersey at home, and I want to give it to you. I was like, mate, you don't have to do that. Like, please, that's ridiculous. He goes, nah, it's sitting at home in my wardrobe, and I would rather you have it than I have it, because it just doesn't mean anything to me. I played against him, you know, as an Australian against Canada, and I was like, mate, that's just rubbish. Like, don't do that. That's stupid. A couple of days later, he comes in before the show, and I've got it hanging up in I don't even think you've seen it. I've got it hanging up in my cupboard. A signed Jamal Murray white Denver swingman.
That's
and
sick.
He goes, mate, I would rather you have it. It would mean more. I know it would mean more to you than it would mean to me. And that's the kind of guy Damo is. He would give you the shirt off his back. Yeah. Had never heard anyone say a bad word about him. It was an absolute privilege to work with him for 3 years, and I'm surprised that both him and Alan aren't already in it.
Yeah, so am I. And Damo's a belter, but I like the little flex in there as well that I got to play. I played against him. You can have his jersey.
Well,
but he's a ripper dude.
I think they were. He told that we're only eligible to get like maybe 1 or 2 that, because obviously Jamal is an NBA star like for Denver.
Yeah, that's well.
And I think they had an agreement that they could get a certain amount. So it's I've still got it. I reckon I'll have it forever. It's something I don't want to give away. I don't want to sell. It's not for sale. You can't have it. Well, you know what we should do?
Everyone's got a price, Jim.
We should put it.
Sorry, Marty, but they do.
As we grow the podcast, I reckon I'll bring it in. I'll put it on a hanger and I'll bring it in here because that would it's one thing that makes me happy. It's been a huge week for basketball. 2 stories we need to get to. the first one, Sandy Brondello being labelled a racist because she called Angel Reese a protected species. I have a big problem with this. My big problem with it is if Sandy Brondello was racist for calling a player a protected species, which is a common Australian reference to players who maybe get preferential treatment from officials, right?
She's not Aussie though, is she?
Not even Australian. Yeah, she's Australian.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's Australian.
Jesus.
But
Okay.
But if this was racism and the WNBA suspended her for 1 week, then they've let themselves down. And that's how I know. And I know Sandy's apologising. She's done the right thing. But if this was racism, then it's not a 1-game ban, is it? You're going to be suspending a coach 5, maybe 10 games. So that was my big issue with it. I know that the WNBA want to protect their stars in Angel Reese.
Jim, don't say it.
But that's what they've done.
Yeah. Did they actually say that they want to protect their stars?
No, they would never. No, they would never say that. But they had to seem to be taking action because Angel was offended.
Yeah. What's the definition of a star?
A very good player,
Yeah.
face of the league, Caitlin Clark.
Okay, well, yeah, she's a star. So you've defined a very good player and the face of the league. Angel Reese is neither. So
do you think that
she's
is this just someone getting upset for the sake of being upset? Do you reckon?
I think so. She look. She gets upset at everything. I don't think that's remotely racial. One.
It definitely wasn't intended to be a racial thing.
Because things like that, I think things like that get said all the time.
You can go back and look at articles on Google about protected species, and if you type Tom Brady NFL, and there'll be heaps that come up.
Correct.
Because a lot of people thought that Tom Brady, American sports writers, not just Australian ones,
go back and look at
he was protected.
Yeah, go back and look at everything that Draymond Green has ever said.
He said a lot of stuff.
He said a lot of stuff, and tell me that there's not 1,000 things in there that are similar to the protected species thing. Hey, got no issue with them making a statement and saying, look, you got to be careful what you say. That's fine. But Angel Reese is a bit of a moron. She shoots 9% from the field from 3 feet. And she grabs heaps of rebounds. Cool.
She's probably a bit better than that, isn't she?
And I read something recently. She's better on the catwalk. She's got more people who enjoy her modelling stuff. Now, I've got no issue with that, Jim. But she whinges about everything because Caitlin Clark's way better than she is.
She does have form. Whinging about things, and I think she took the opportunity to twist this into something where
correct. It didn't have to be.
Sandy definitely did not mean it to be offensive.
I'm going to go and do some research on some other things. If Sandy's ever said,
maybe
if Sandy's ever said anything like that, because
she probably did mean it to be, hey, can we keep an eye on this because it's unfair?
Yeah, correct.
But it had no racial connotations.
No. That's what I meant.
The other big story out of the basketball world in this week, Blackie, is that LeBron James still hasn't made a decision.
LeBron James.
And someone has reportedly at the Miami Heat franchise set up a YouTube live stream and then deleted it. And some eagle-eye punters have been awares to it, that it was up and loading, and it was, hey, this LeBron James announcement is happening. My question for you, was this real? Was it a publicity stunt? Is LeBron going to Miami? There's 3 there.
Well, ironically enough, I'd succumbed to some clickbait today.
Oh, no.
From, people in the media industry. So those who saw, and I'm going off on a tangent here, Jim, but I think it was a little bit of clickbait because I accidentally unfollowed the West Perth Instagram. And then I've had to refollow.
I was going to get to that.
Yeah, sorry. But
what happened here before we get to the LeBron?
This is leading to the LeBron thing, right?
Hang on. So let me just clarify. Because they tagged us in it today.
Yeah.
You've unfollowed West Perth. They've claimed that you've only just followed them. You've played nearly 300 games. What on earth have you done here?
Yeah. And that's good clickbait from the young fella, isn't it? And that's what I'm talking about here. Like, I've unfollowed and then refollowed, and I've liked 7,000 photos from the West Perth Instagram page. So I obviously followed them. Obviously. But I'm not going to name names, but the young fella's gone, yeah, it's an opportunity to get some people clicking.
Create some
hey,
content.
good on him. It's good conti, as our great man Chetty says, freeze the top.
So you think that
So I
the
think it's
Miami
clickbait.
thing, you think the Miami thing was also clickbait?
I think that was clickbait. But then I'm going to say this and also be like, well, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Miami. I think it's a good fit, but and it makes a little bit of sense. But I think it was clickbait. Absolutely. There's so much rubbish around. Someone's gone. There's no way that they know and they haven't released it yet. They're going to release it on the 27th, 5 days from now. But he's already told him. Maybe he's got a verbal agreement. That's just silly. Hey, let's get everyone onto the Miami Heat YouTube and click and have a look at this.
I did read that there may be thought from the LeBron camp or LeBron himself that they're waiting to see if Washington are going to pay Anthony Davis the max, and if they don't, which I'm assuming they probably won't, can he be shifted to a different team and then LeBron pick that team? I think the suggestion was Golden State. Could they afford that? That's not happening, is it?
I don't know if they can afford it, but they always seem to be keen to pay well over the luxury tax and pay a bit of tax. So that wouldn't surprise me. Who knows? They're obviously trying to work something, and that's why it's taking a little bit longer than it probably should or would. But everyone was saying Bronny was just waiting for the World Cup to finish. Well, that's done, and I honestly think they're just trying to swindle something and get the pieces in place. He has a fair bit of control over what happens, I'd assume. So that would be my thoughts. But I think it's clickbait. And I'm going to say this, he's going to end up freaking Miami, but whatever.
You happy with that?
Yeah, I think so. I'd love to see him sign somewhere, and then we can draft accordingly.
Hopefully we will be speaking about it next week, and hopefully we'll have a very special guest in studio. We're close this week to getting a few over the line, but
probably should be a little more organised, shouldn't we?
We should be.
Yeah,
we are a
okay.
team. Anything else you want to get off your chest before we wrap up? We spoke footy, we spoke basketball, we spoke NBA, we spoke WNBA.
We did.
We spoke about your 300th that wasn't celebrated.
We dug deep. We did well.
Anything
Get
else?
some more peeps on.
We'll get some more guests.
Yeah, we do.
Process.
The fans really enjoy it. Anything that I want to get off my chest? No, not really. It's just stinking to be back at work. Put it that way. And, that's probably this. I've got to get that off my chest. There you go. I've got that.
Term 2 was the longest.
It's 11 weeker. Yeah. It's
Term
tough.
2 was the longest one.
Yeah, tough business.
Are
Term
they
1 was 9.
And how many 3 and 4?
10.
Right.
But there's less going on for the physetters, so it's nice just to be able to do my job and not have to miss buses after work and do all that kind of magic stuff. So, and only 5 games to go, which is a bit bittersweet. I'd love to be playing finals footy, but this time of the year it gets tough to keep batting up. And obviously you want success, you want to win, but it's tough. So it'd be nice to.
Who have you got this weekend?
We got West Coast this weekend, 4:30.
That's winnable. Is it winnable?
I think it's winnable. Yeah, I genuinely do. If we play like we did in the weekend, absolutely. I think everything we play is winnable, but it's the consistency part that we're missing. So
there is one thing I just want to show you before we go. So I can't believe you haven't seen this, or I'm not sure if you have seen it. I did ask
I know
you.
what you're about to show too.
So have you seen this? It's an absolute banger, dude.
What is that? What is it, Jim?
It's a 7-year-old kid by the name of Miles who's got a song with his, I think it's his dad. I'm not actually sure. I think it's his dad, called Eastern Rosellas. So he was out looking at the birds. He wrote a song. It's been covered by Ben Lee and Ballpark Music. And if you haven't heard it, until now, you won't be going to sleep. You will not be going to sleep.
I thought it was the guy getting rammed by a bison, but that's fine. No.
And it starts like this. The Rosellas of the twist in the morning mist. Like this.
I'm out. That's rubbish. I'm going to listen to this at school, mate.
Thanks for listening. See you next week.